Hello everyone and welcome to today's mini-series. We are going on all about pets. Oh yes, war pets. That's why we've got them already written up. And basically what we're going to be doing is talking about individual pets. So this is going to be a series today, as you can tell from the title. We're going to be covering the Frost Bear. Yes, we're going to cover the Frost Bear. I'm going to talk about what skills are actually good on this Frost Bear, what matches you want to be using, and what we're going to be doing over the course of the next couple of weeks is basically giving you guys each one of these different types of, beasts and telling you what commanders and what type of skills you want to be learning on your war pet to maximize your effectiveness. So with all that said, let's get into today's video on the Frost Bear. Hello everyone, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily Call of Dragons videos with me, MrSneakyy, official Call of Dragons content creator. And like the title says, and this new series you guys have been asking for, don't you worry, I haven't not been ignoring you. We are going to be going over all of the different war pets. So we are going to be covering all the different war pets in a video on their own, so you're not overloaded. And in each war pet, we're going to be going over basically their main skill, what you want these guys for, what type of skills you want, as well as the attributes, right? So this is going to give you basically a nice rundown on all of the war pets. And today, we're going to be covering the Frost Bear. And I'm going to be honest with you, with the Frost Bear, I didn't give it enough rep. Because honestly, in the tier list, I did rank it a little bit lower just because I hadn't had it, right? I didn't obtain it, I didn't know what the ability was. But I got it. And now I've got it, I have so switched. This is going to be one of the best pets in the game. I'm not going to lie, for a long time. And the reason why is because of the unique ability for it is very good in a lot of scenarios for infantry and shield-based heroes. That's the very key word there, right? So when we look at this main skill first, what you need to know is Frost Armour is the talented skill. You know it's going to be talented if it's gold bordered in the new patch. So if you are trying to figure out if you've caught a good skill or not, if it's gold bordered, you've done good already. And if it's got the 1 or 2 stars or maybe 3, you've struck gold, right? So you've done really, really well. So in the Frost Armour, whenever the Legion, basically, Legion gains primitive strike upon gaining a shield. So whenever I gain a shield, I'm going to gain this buff, right? And whenever I have this buff, it says I have a 40% chance to deal damage to the target Legion on being hit by a normal attack for 5 seconds. This is a physical damage-based skill, and it is determined by strength, meaning the higher strength you have, the more this is going to do. And this is the one thing when we're going to talk about the Frost Bear. When you're looking at the base attributes and the skills that you're going to want, we need to understand these base attributes first. And for the Frost Bear, as you can see from even just these two and just the first one alone, you want strength. Strength is going to be your main skill. This skill is going to be one you need to be an S tier. This has to be one of the highest skills you have because it's going to determine a lot of your skills, which we're going to go over. The next important skill is going to be endurance. You really want endurance. It's a very powerful one for your bear for the same reasons, which we're going to go over. And then you want either luck or agility. Any of these two, high is going to be good. You basically want these 4 skills that my mouse is kind of moving over, all S tier, and these 2 need to be like B tier. They want to be the worst of the worst. And a good example of this is this Berserker Phaedrake. As you can see, it has really high strength, really high agility, really good endurance, and really high luck. And for my stat here, it's agility based, which is amazing. If I could have 39 strength instead, which is going to be on this guy, it would allow this Frost Armor to do some absurd damage, right? So just remember, when you're regenerating, you're going to want strength, endurance, and maybe agility or luck. You don't really care about intelligence or spirit unless you've got a very, very specific skill for it, which we will go over. But those are the main skills, right? Main attributes you want. And when we go into the skills, it makes sense, right? So we already have Frost Armor, right? And this is the one that we have. And what you already want when you get Frost Armor is the upgrade. So you're going to look for Enduring Frost Armor, and you want obviously the better stars. The higher stars, the better, right? Because the higher they are, it's going to hit some insane stuff. So Super Frost Armor, as you can see when we go over, if you can get this, will be in great. It increases the damage chance by 6.7%. And now you have a 46.7%, which could be increased further with a high agility. And this is why I was saying you need high agility, right, for this one. But if you're going for the 2 stone, you get Enduring. And Enduring is a really cool one. Same on the 1 star and same on the 0 star. They're all Enduring. And the Enduring one says it increases the duration of those primitive strike effects. So your counterattack damage ability you get when you have a shield from that war pet lasts an extra second for every 150 points in endurance, right? So again, when we look at your skills, you're going to want high strength, high agility, and high endurance. So these skills can all buff each other to really powerful numbers and actually allow your war pet to do way more damage than it actually should be doing in the combat, right? Once you've got either your Frost Armor and you've got, you know, your Enduring Armor here, and you might be one of those guys and get Super Frost Armor. Maybe you've got Super Frost Armor. This is like your last skill potentially you're going to be aiming for, right? But what you want to be going for, since we can go for either 2-star skills or 1-star skills, they're all the same. You know, all of these are going to be costing the same. But what you can basically grab here is quite a few things, right? If you want your Frostbear to actually make you a little bit more tankier than you actually are, what you want to go for is Heart Wall. Heart Wall is going to allow you to trigger a shield on your own war pet. So your war pet has a chance now to trigger its own Frost Armor. And that's a really powerful thing. And the fact that now you can get Determined Heart, which increases the shielding effect too, it means, again, it's going to benefit Frost Armor even further. So this is a more defensive one. And this also, if you have this set up, just to let you guys know, it allows the Frostbear to actually be used with any march, because then it's just doing itself, right? Itself can shield, and because itself can shield, it can self-proc Frost Armor. But if you're not going to use it for that, and you actually want to be a little bit more offensive, and this is the way I think I would build it, and this is because of infantry, and you would be picking someone like Madeline and Hosk, Madeline, Nika, what I would be running would be actually Counter-Strike. You can run Counter-Strike and Tough Counter-Strike, and this synergizes perfectly, because whenever you are taking damage and you're gaining Counter-Strike triggers from hitting normal attacks, you know, whenever you're getting hit, you know, it just kind of like doubles up. You're doubling up on 2 separate sets of Counter-Strike triggers, because this is what this is basically saying, right? So it's a very offensive march, what you can do, right? And that's just 2 slots. So imagine you've got 8. You'd have your Frost Armor, you'd have Enduring Frost Armor, so that's 2. Then you could have 2 of your, like, of these guys, that's 2 here. And then you can even fill out the last, like, 4 slots however you want. And I'm not going to lie, you can put Pure Strength on here to remove a debuff effect from your own Legion, which is really good. Gentle Breeze is a way to dispel a buff off your enemy, which is really good. So you can have a really powerful utility base here by just having these equipped on. You can also do the same with Interruption. This will stop their pet. Or you can go for Bloody Raw. And Blood Raw is amazing. You see, again, crit rate by 3.6% when we're dealing physical war pet damage. Or you can go for Hitback. And Hitback is physical counter attack damage. So really, really good for your march. You can pick any of those, even Guardian Oath if you really want, for a little bit of healing. You just want to basically allow yourself to tank up. One thing you can also do, and this will be the last skill setup I'm going to mention, and then we're going to just talk about the heroes before we finish off today's episode, is follow-up. You can try follow-up. I don't think this is going to be good, because you need intelligence. So it's going to be a very specialized pet if you do this. And what it means is you're going to allow your Frost Armour and Enduring Frost Armour to trigger, and once they're done, follow-up has a 40% chance to triggering it again. Yes, it's a little bit, it's weaker than the original, obviously, version, but the fact that you can get a follow-up and even get Ruthless follow-up, which increases the crit rate of it, which means you're doing more damage again from your War Pet, will be surprising on how much you actually deal. So I would try that out. It might be something very, very powerful in the future. But I like the base, you know, Frost Armor, Enduring Frost Armor, and then either pick your tank setup from the different Heart Wall and Determined Heart, or go for more offensive with Counter-Strike and Tough Counter-Strike. You can't really go wrong with those different types. And if you do want to just level him up just to showcase it, you want to obviously get rid of one of your pets. So if we click the enclosure and tick out the tame button, and now do it for our Frost Bear, he will be in here. We can click him, we can make him feel good, we can feed him some meat. So let's feed him some meat. We can almost even do a really funky one. So let's do it for a funky one. We're going to try and get that 100. Oh, we can't. Let's do it on one of these guys. Boom, boom, boom. One more. Boom, boom. And there we go, got 100. And that's how we're going to finish it, you know. We've got that Frost Bear. If you want to level him up, really easy. You can eat anything, as you can see, and he'll level up. So nice and good. Hit the claims. Maybe the Frost Giant, you know, the Frost Bear here might get a skill from this +10, which we can use, right? So we've got a bunch of different regeneration pots there. And then we've got Swift Revenge, which is, again, critical damage when Legion deals physical counterattack damage. So this, again, would be a really good skill you could use. Just remember, when you are going to be making your pet, and obviously going through a lot of those different skills that you can use, just remember you only can have 3 of one type, right? So you only can have 3 strength abilities with like 3 endurance and 3 of something else, right? Just to give you guys a heads up. So that is everything I think you're going to need to know, honestly, about the Frost Bear. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you capture one without the armor, honestly, just release it, keep farming, and hopefully you can get one with one. And then once you do, start working on it, and hopefully you get a really good legendary Frost Bear that you can use on your marches, like your infantry, which would be like your Madeline, or someone like Fear. Fear would be a really good one as well. Some people are running Fear back, shares a really tanky cav combo with it and doing a ton of physical damage. Again, I would honestly run Madeline Nika for the amount of counterattack damage you get with these heroes. It's very powerful, with the Frost Bear dealing even more counterattack damage, so I would use that. And then the very surprise pairing that I'm going to mention that you wouldn't honestly think of, but honestly it could be really potentially good, is I've seen someone try it. It was a Kanara and Hosk for a whale, because of the amount of crit and counterattack you get from these marches. And what they did were they build the Frost Bear with the shield. So it would shield itself, and then it would allow them to do the ability. And when they hit those triggers, they said in the reports, they were doing massive amount of damage. So I would definitely try it out, see if you wanted to, you know, if you like it or not. I wouldn't go too hard on that build. It's one that people still experimenting on. So just to give you guys a heads up for the Kanara Hosk Shield Frost Bear build. But for everyone else that's shield based, and you got to think in the future with future infantry heroes could add more shields. And the more shields that get added, the Frost Bear, I think, is going to become one of the more used pets in the game, because of the amount of physical counterattack damage you can potentially deal to all these different enemies, right? So I hope you've enjoyed it. That's going to be the Frost Bear. I hope you want to put a comment below, and whoever comment gets the most thumbs up, I will cover your pet next. So if you want me to cover a specific pet, guys, put it down. If you see someone who put your pet first, so if someone mentioned the Snow Peak Rock, let me know. We can go over the Snow Peak next. you know, but pick the next pet and we will go over that and we'll do the exact same. Show you guys skills, the attributes you want, and the pairings that they're really good with, right? But that is going to be the first one. That's going to be the Frostbear over and done with. I hope you've enjoyed it. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, stay safe, stay sneaky, and peace out.